Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and I've got 3 things that I got to tell you about today, and hopefully I can accomplish all 3. Maybe not today, but I'm going to accomplish them at some point. Normally when I make a video, I have some kind of objective or gimmick that goes into the video of why I'm doing what I'm doing, but for this I really have 3 things that I need to either communicate or I'm trying to do in this particular instance. Thing number 1, we have a brand new course. It's in the Gobles area, the Roman Road at, hold on, JFC. Just wanted to be accurate. I saw a post recently saying that they had a temporary course installed during the months from July to October, I think. Installed a 9-hole course out here on this church property. Saw some of the pictures and like beautifully manicured fairways here. So one, I'm gonna give a course review because let's review courses and tell you what I think about it because my opinion matters, question mark. 2, because it's a new course, it means that course record is up in the air. According to UDisc right now, the hot score so far is 23, which would be 4 under par in relation to everything being a par 3. And I've been known to get better than 4 down a few times. So we're gonna go for course records, take a screenshot and say that I had the best record at a course once, because I can. 3, and this one's the most important, and it's not just a today thing, it's more of a thing moving forward that I'm really excited to try. As you probably are well aware of, Ken Climo had this new disc, the Coast, come out, and it's a game changer. Huge glide, very controllable for amateur and pro arms, and it's worth just giving a shot. Looking at their lineup now, they have enough in their collection where I really think they have a bag that you can put together for a full tournament with just Climo discs. I'm going to go on a mission and try to shoot a 1,000 rated round with this bag, sanctioned. And I'm gonna try to do that at the Brewer Leagues from the Reds because it's the only layout I think I can get a 1,000 rated quality round out of at all. I won't lie, I've already tried this twice. The first time went not so good.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
But last week, I did it again. It was much better, 970 if I recall correctly, and it felt like I was in control. And while I'm here reviewing this new course, I figured why not get another extra round of practice with the Climo bag and tell you about all the discs that are in there. Huge shout out to Underground for getting me the Coast as well as the new Cliff, which I'll tell you about a little bit when we get farther down the course. So stay tuned for some quick overview of what the Climo discs are, and maybe you're gonna find one in your bag that you're gonna like a lot, so stay tuned. All right, hole 1, 338. Got a tailwind on this downhill hole. There is a drainage reservoir, pond, whatever you want to call it, on the right side. So if I leak something over there, I don't think I'm gonna get the disc back. It looks messy enough and deep enough to where it's gonna swallow things up. So let's try to avoid that. I threw a disc like only a couple times when I first got here, so I am gonna go 2 off 1. And we're going for that course record, so I do wanna go for it. I'm gonna start with the Bel Air just first, get my wind read here. And then if I'm not close enough, hopefully the streak will get me a little closer. Uphill slope on the T-pad here between the 1 and the T sign. I don't really know all the rules here, so I'm just making it up as I go, but this looks right. Oh, I like that a lot. Go, baby. Just get there. Get there. Yes, yes, this is good. I don't really think I really need this shot, but I might as well warm up the forehand while I'm here, so I'm gonna throw forehand with the streak. Oh, I didn't throw it in the water. I shankadoodled it though. Boop, in the long grass. While I was recording myself, I was looking for my streak for no reason. This is a great drive for the Bel Air. That was closer than it needed to be. That was not a good putt, but a birdie nonetheless. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna move on and pretend like that wasn't a bad putt. All right, hole 2, 332 feet. This one's now uphill and off to the right. Red basket, Chainstar lights. Yeah, I think that first one's a Chainstar Pro actually. Really nice basket there. I did walk the property before to kind of do all the hole overview things, and not all the baskets, a lot of them are single chain, so being close matters, especially for putting. And for this basket, it looks like a Pro as well from a distance, and you just gotta get something off to the right. If you have a forehand, you can throw something like that. I'm gonna try to go for it with the Skyway and try to turn this over a little bit, let it ride into this headwind and try to get myself up there for a putt. Let me show you my Skyway I have here. I bought it used from Great Lakes Disc. Great opportunity for you to get some plastic to try out, like the Climo lines if you've never done it before and you would like a cheap way of doing that. 11.5 neg 1.3. From the, I do bag a Skyway in my normal tournament bag that I have a tournament stamp from Dorat. That's the tournament I run. It's a very controllable distance driver. It's something that if I really mash on it, I can get it to drift to the right if I throw it flat. If I throw it on some angle, I'll usually hold that for a little bit as long as I throw it properly. But if I noodle arm it, it will come back out of its flight. I forgot to say this, the only disc I don't have in the bag is the Osprey. I've had one before and it was the flippiest disc I've ever seen in my life. So I don't bag it because a brewer's usually windy and I won't have a place for that. But that disc is also there. So if you're really soft armed and you don't throw very hard or very fast, that's a great disc to add because it's very controllable for slower speed arms. Oh, I loved everything about it except I didn't throw it high. Still got way up there, that's a putt. One thing I was trying to do before I was sponsored by Discraft and Underground was try to shoot a 1,000 rated round with as many manufacturing bags as possible. I had done Innova, Legacy, DGA, and when I had the opportunity to get sponsored by Underground, obviously that streak ended after I added the 1,000 rated rounds with Discraft. And I can't even complain because they've been my highest rated rounds ever. And I've loved exploring the new plastics because they've had better and newer releases than anyone else, and it's been awesome to still explore new discs without having to travel company to company. When the Climo series got announced, since it was under the umbrella of Discraft, it gave us another opportunity to have a whole new company or manufacturing line where I could try to shoot a 1,000 rated round with it. Of course, that piqued my interest at a minimum. The real problem up to this point has been that they just haven't had enough in their lineup to really warrant a full bag to try to go throw this with. Like having one putter, one mid, one driver is cool in a really short course, but even Climo came out with rather straight things and flippy things, not really overstable things, which can be a little squirrely and frustrating if you're in a windy condition or need to throw on hyzer and it's hard to keep it on the left because you're bad at disc golf. Now that they're a little farther past their infancy, they have pretty close to a full lineup now. And of course, with that opportunity means that now I get a chance to try to, shoot a 1,000 rated round with it because I have closer to a full bag. I will say right now, you'll notice as I go through the descriptions that there's 2 discs that I imagine they're going to add next to the lineup that they're missing right now. One would be an overstable approach or putter, and the other one would be an overstable fairway driver, AKA the zone and the Raptor slots. And the only reason I say that is because everything in their lineup has been pretty straight relative to stronger arms. So if I had to take a wild guess, I would imagine Climo's lineup as they move forward will get closer, an inch closer to those 2 molds, as those are the 2 that would really break the bag for me. Having a zone that I can forehand on our approaches would make this even better than it already is. All right, I've talked too much. I got a putt to make. This is much better than I thought it was. Ooh. I'm not lined up very well in the frame. Distance was actually really solid off the tee. I am pin high, but circle's edge. I'm gonna use my Champ, which is their more stable putter of the 2 that they have, this and the Cliff. And it has got a little beat on it, but I don't mind that with putting, and they've been working so far. Decent glide on them. Oh, I caught that. Woo! They are a little more stable than what I normally putt with, which are Lunas. And that's a really good thing, considering I missed that right as well. We're gonna still pretend like it didn't miss as long as it keeps going in. One of the reasons I felt most confident to even try this with the Climo bag was because of the Champ, specifically the premium plastic ones. Having a reliable putter that's straight, that won't just dump over with a little bit of power, is huge for me in terms of being able to shoot 1,000 rated round. I depend on a putter like this, just like I do the Roost with Discraft or the Caliber, something like that. And in the Climo lineup, that's what this is. It actually is much more overstable when, especially if I don't power up on it. And if I really smash it, it does give me a little drift, but it always has come back for me outside of crazy wind conditions. Definitely one I'm gonna need here because hole 3 is 204 feet. OB parking lot between you and the basket is suspended, single chains. So as close as I can get to this would be better. Yep, perfect. Oh, and just nestle. Yes, that's what I wanted. That's perfect example. And I'm having a little bit of a left to right wind and it fought back from it beautifully. This could not have turned out much better than this. Nice and close. Easy birdie. I will say to whoever has been working on this course, maintaining it, designing it, I walked it earlier for the hole reviews and I am quite pleased with it. One thing I think a lot of disc golfers do incorrectly is like compare every course to championship level courses. Like, is this Idlewild? No, but this is a beautiful piece of property. The short fairways are trimmed nicely. The long fairways aren't so unmanageable that you can't find your discs, but it really is a beautiful piece of property. The layout is honestly pretty nice from what I've been able to see so far. And I'm excited to show you, oh, can't see me, what's coming up next. Hole 4, 138, par 3. It's just a little chip forehand off to the right side. Hit the gap, give yourself a putt at it. This course does encompass a little bit of shorter holes as well as a few impressive 300-foot holes. With a property this size, it's really nice, you know, with the pond and everything in the way to design that. I didn't really talk about this in hole 1, but my Bel Air is probably what I'm going to be pitching forehand. Flight number, say it's 5402. It glides pretty well for a 4-glide. It is their more overstable mid-range compared to the Coast. It's supposed to be pretty similar to a Buzz OS, I would describe it as. Also does technically have that issue with Buzz OS of saying if you throw it forehand, it doesn't handle the torque the same way, so it'll flip up and ride a little left, which is why I think adding a zone-esque disc in the Climo lineup would be beneficial. That's a little more torque resistant on forehand. This is their tee-pad for this, and I can straddle the whole thing in one step. This isn't even a complaint. I'm just letting you know it's a small tee-pad, so James Conrad, don't show up because you won't like the tee-pads for you, and you'll beat my record, so don't do that. All right, little pitch forehand. Trying not to hit stuff. There's the basket. Oh no, hit a wall, something. I barely threw that, it went way too far. Whoops. I'm in a wee bit of trouble here. I wasn't Scottish or Irish, I don't know what that was. Okay, I've got a straddle putt at it. Single chains means I gotta be soft, which means I'm risking missing short. So I need to aim higher. Ooh, ooh. Glad I aimed higher. Hole 5, 205, another small tee pad, but I'm not complaining. I appreciate flat, stable footing. This one's a little trickier. You can go on the skinnier right side with a forehand, try to gap it and throw something that's relatively straight to the basket. You can also throw this left side backhand turnover, try to have something drift to the right the whole way down to the basket. That's what I'm gonna try to go for with the new Cliff 2310. So it's supposed to be a little less stable than the Champ. This is a brand new one. I got it out of the box from Underground recently. It's a max weight, so I gotta give it a little snappy poo. This is downhill, so enough snap to keep it that way, but not enough snap to send it that way. You know what I mean. Oh, I hit the big tree. Oh, I missed the big tree. Yeah, you go straight, you get yourself in circle. Hope you can see that. My big belly might have been in the way. All right, a little shorter than what I wanted, but I got double chains on this basket, so I don't have to putt it super soft. It's a little lower though. Interesting. Yeah, good catch by the basket. Come here, come take a look at this basket with me. So it's like super deep basket, right? But like a rather shorter top, so the window's a little smaller. I like it. Add those to tour. Can't wait for a pro to tell me I'm wrong. Just putt better. Why do we argue about this? Okay, this is a hard one to film because of the contrast of light, but this is hole 6. Hole 6, 172 feet, par 3. You have a perfectly placed tree in the center to make you question all of your decisions. I love that. And a basket that's sitting kind of flush with the ground with a tire around it, so you can't like scoot it across the ground into the basket. Really, you have your choice of either throwing a big kind of high anhyzer and kind of flat through the gap and then let it flatten out towards the basket. I don't think it plays an island. There's the plateau that it sits on is mowed and it's long grass around it, but so we're not gonna play it that way. You can also throw a backhand on hyzer, let it flip up a little bit on that right side, I think, and then try to get into the island that way. That's what we're gonna try to do. Get this in the air. Cliff. Oh boy. Well, that was bad. I didn't get it in the air. That was a start. I also pushed it too straight. But luckily I didn't hit anything, and I'll have a putt at it, but it'll be long and probably pretty tough. Circle's edge. It's gonna play like almost elevated, pretty much the regular basket from where I am, but again, shrunk because of how they sat it. You can see the chains actually dragging along the base of the basket, so gotta get this one in the air. Down. Yeah, let's go. I've been trying not to say it so I won't jinx it, but I've had a perfect round going so far. I'm about to bump my camera. No jinxies. Hopefully I keep it going. They have really clear navigation as well on all their baskets. The only one that's not 100% accurate is hole 3, because that basket kind of spins freely. So when I first got here it told me to go back to the parking lot, but it was really supposed to go back in the woods. So if you're on hole 3 and you're not sure where to go, turn around, look back at the parking lot, and turn left, and you'll eventually find the next tee pad. Hole 7, 316, par 3. You have long grass on the right side. You're gonna want to avoid the baskets off there. On the left, you can see the short mowed grass telling you where to go. Again, course review real quick. Love the layout. It's easy enough for beginners to kind of like chop their way through it. Even my son would be able to like forehand through most of this and get to each basket, and he's only 4. So I love the design and the aspect of it being beginner friendly, but like the shot shapes and everything is still unique enough for a player like AM1 like me to still come out here and enjoy this. If I lived down the road from this, I'd be here all the time. All the time. It'd make me work on some more forehands, but not with the Climo bag. I haven't really gone about the streak yet, so let's do this one for this hole. This is a proto streak. I believe, off the top of my head, it's a 7-speed, very Athena-esque. I would say it's a straighter Athena. I did have a proto one originally that was much more overstable, but I don't know where I put it, and I can't find it at home, so I'm throwing this one for now. I'm gonna leave it a little higher and put it on a ton of hyzer and let it swing off to the left. It is downhill a little bit, so hopefully it'll carry. Oh, it's got to go. It's so short. Whoa. And by short, I mean absolutely under the basket. That's what I said. The danger with a course being designed at a property like this is that usually it's by some amateur, and they will think about what their game does well, and they kind of just stick it to that. So you'll see like a lot of just backhand hyzer shots for a righty player. This course, on the other hand, has shown a lot of variance, in my opinion, at least, in different types of shots. Nothing has been just simple hyzers. Nothing's been just forehands. Hole 2's a big forehand. Hole 1's a big backhand. Like, there's a bit of variance here that you want to be able to throw different types of shots. Even hole 3, where I threw a backhand, I think a forehand with like a zone over the top would be better, but I didn't have a zone, so I parked it with the champ instead. So really, for a little 9-hole course here, I'm really giving it high marks in terms of its design, because it's not boring at all. And we have a couple interesting holes coming up too, so let's get into that now. Hole 8, 174 feet, par 3. Again, just really impressive. This is a temporary course. The tee signs are beautiful. Everything's pretty temporary. Like the boards for the tee signs are there. The only ones that are even remotely permanent are the ones in the woods, because they don't have to mow there or maintain it in the winter at all. Hole 8, 174 feet, par 3. This is where we get our first hole that like you could get some trouble if you had a 4-year-old with you. You have the water reservoir directly to your right, basket just on the other side of it. It really plays just a little backhand pitch shot, but if you are errant in any way, you give yourself a death putt, or you might trickle into the water because you didn't throw it hard enough. In fact, I'm gonna go standstill. I think I have a right to left wind here, so I'm gonna leave this up in the air and on hyzer. Uh-oh. I didn't think I threw that hard, but apparently it went deep. Yikes. I had to use one of my putters to keep the basket from tipping over. The green's a little tilty here. Looks like they might have like a little walking path as well on the property. All right, single chains again, gotta be soft. Oh, it was soft, but I forgot to throw it too. That was so bad. Thank God it went in. Okay, hole 9. And we officially get to a hole that my son should not be playing, because there's no clear-cut fairway directly in front of the tee pad, and he can only throw like 80 feet at a time. 275, hole 9, par 3. There is a clearing, shortcut clearing past the water here once you get, I don't know, 150 feet forward. The tee area is also very slanted. It's sitting on a slope right in front of the parking lot area, so if there are cars here, you want to be careful of that, but you kind of get to go at it, straight at it if you want to. I want to throw the coast, but because of the headwind, I'm just not going to. It's going to flip it over. So I'm going to throw the Bel Air one last time. I'm going to try to throw it on the right side of this bushes on a little bit of hyzer and see if I can just get it there. Very slanted tee box area. This is the only one that I am a little worried about. All All right, I threw on the right side. Yeah, swing, baby. Swing, get there. Be enough. Yes. Yes. Coast is the last disc in my bag that I haven't thrown during this round today. Normally I throw it a ton, but I really wanted to showcase everything else and just wasn't thinking about the best place to put it. It is their newest disc. It is a 6.6 Neg 1-1. It throws just like a really fast buzz that's really straight. Bigger arms can control it and flip it over to the right a little bit. Softer arms will still throw it just like a buzz. Honestly, it's a great disc in their lineup, one that they needed, and I'm glad that they added. Huge glide. 6 speed is usually really awkward for me, but I've loved it since, starting with it a few weeks ago. All of these discs can be found at Great Lakes Disc. If you check out the used section, you might be able to find some good gems in there as well to try out in case you don't want to spend full price off the get-go. But check out the link down below if you want to try that too. I was not expecting to have the opportunity to go perfect. I figured I'd probably miss holes 1, 2, or this one, or even the 300 foot over there. I shouldn't have said that before I putted because that would have been embarrassing. All right, so that's gonna be the round for today. Let's quick review the 3 things. 1, course record acquired. Didn't think I was gonna shoot 9 down, but here we are. Apparently Climo bags are good. 2, the course review. I've already said it a few times in this video, the property is absolutely magnificent. Clearly mowed fairway lines, really easy to navigate. They got arrows on all the baskets. The only one that doesn't make sense is hole 3 because the basket spins a little bit, so it doesn't necessarily point, but you just turn around, go towards the parking lot and turn left, follow the short grass to the next tee pad. So I will forgive that. The long grass is not unmanageable. Even if you throw it in there, you still are able to find your disc. And overall, the design is just really nice. It's not the same shot over and over. You have some differences. If you have a forehand, then you definitely have some shots that will favor that particular form. Overall, I really enjoy this course for exactly what it is, which is a beginner-friendly course, and it's not boring. If you haven't already checked out this course, definitely do so. 10 out of 10, recommend to try if you're in the area. And then 3, the Climo bag. It is surprisingly good. Even with the 2 gaps that I mentioned earlier in the video, the bag is really close to being just complete. I'm able to get all the shot shapes I need out of it, and for forehands right now, I use the Bel Air and the Streak just softly. That gets me the shapes I need without having to rely on an overstable approach disc and fairway driver. Do I still want those in their lineup? Yes. But I'm really impressed with what they've made so far. Again, the only one I'm not bagging right now is the Osprey because of how flippy it is. And considering my goal is to try to shoot 1,000 rated round at Brewer Reds, I don't think super flippy is gonna help me because I'm gonna have to deal with a lot of wind normally. But you should definitely check out their lineup if you haven't already. The newest disc in the lineup, the Coast, is extremely popular and well worth the try because having a mid-range that breaks your game is worth trying out. All right, but that's gonna do it for me. I am gonna get ready for leagues because it's Thursday, and so that means I'm playing later today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and come out here. It's worth it.